Replace your old rotted windows today. Call Kyle at 502-550-1489. That's Metro Windows at 502-550-1489.
All right, we're going to have a great broadcast in this second half. A bevy of problems. We thank that we've rectified those. It's a 28-3, and a lot went wrong in that first half, Rick.
Boy, I tell you what, we think we had problems. Poor Oldham County just could not get out of their own way. Let me recap what happened after we went off the air. You had a 36-yard scoop and score from Jeffrey Kinley for Madison Central with 5:44 left in the second quarter to go up 21-0. Then you had an interception by Madison Central by Cooper Mullins with 4:56. They didn't score on that. Oldham County got the ball back, had a 75-yard pass to Wesley Alexander, got all the way down to the 10-yard line, but was stripped of the ball. Fumble was returned 30 yards by Jeffrey Kinley. 2 plays later, a 64-yard touchdown pass to Jaden West. Jaden West got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty going into the end zone, which was assessed on the kickoff. Oldham County closed out the half with their best offensive series, got down to the half-yard line with 4 seconds left and had a false start. After that, they kicked a 16-yard field goal to go up 28-3. There was a roughing the kicker, which is now going to be assessed on the second half kickoff. So they're going to be kicking the ball from the 45-yard line. Just a wild half for Madison Central, who is up 28-3. Not sure if I've said that or not, but it was just a wild thing to watch. Coach McCroom has to be really frustrated right now, but all you can do is come back out in the second half, Chris, and just play.
Will be Madison Central football in this second half. Colonel's defense at times had a couple stops.
Yeah, they did. They just, the offense tonight, you just keep shooting themselves in the foot, with turnovers. And that I even lost count. It's plus 16, plus 17. I don't know where they are, but they're way up plus Madison Central. And, they started the game plus 11. We talked about that. And, boy, I tell you what, they've done nothing but improve on that tonight.
Very advantageous defense, and the Colonels obviously up against it. Cannot turn the ball over against a good team. Can't do it on the road and in the playoffs. And at least there are 2 quarters remaining. We'll see if Oldham County can mount any sort of a comeback. 28-3 deficit.
Yeah, and I know they're not going to use this as an excuse, but I know everyone's frustration was at the top trying to get to this game. It kind of takes your mind off the game. And he had to refocus his team. And, boy, they've had a rough go of it here tonight. But as you said, they have 2 quarters to rectify that. The one thing I would tell my team at halftime, Chris, is, look, they scored 28 in the first half. We can score 28 in the second half. So I think this is going to be an interesting time just to see how Oldham County can come back out after that with just with reckless abandon, because that's all they can do.
Do have a few first half numbers. 167 rush yards for Madison Central. Oldham County only 48. Colonel's 115 pass yards. The Indians with 82. And those turnovers, obviously the huge signal in this game. 3 fumbles for the Colonels and an interception as well.
Yeah, again, you just can't not turn the ball over if you expect to win. And that's what Oldham County is finding out tonight. We're in a little delay here just because they always add 3 minutes after the end of halftime. Usually that's because bands and different things are out on the field. Tonight we didn't have that. So both teams are meeting with their coaches. We're going about a minute, 30 seconds before the second half kickoff.
Travis Edgar, 1 catch, 71 yards for OC. Zach Holman, 1 for 15. Monteleone, 1 catch, 14 yards. Tyler Lindemeyer, 1 grab. That was good for 10. Sam Young's number 6 of 14, 115 yards with an interception.
And we talked about the passing, and, Madison Central had 1 huge pass play, scored there to go up 28-0 at the time.
Again, the winner will take on the winner of Bryan Station, George Rogers Clark. That game at halftime, and we will update you on some scores momentarily as we load the ticker at the bottom of your screen. That coming up in just a few moments. Chris Labar, Rick Reams, DK Goss, Tinny Onatiri, our crew tonight. Great to have you here for high school football. Round one of the playoffs and a short kickoff forthcoming as Huerta will pound it in for a touchback.
It's one of those you have to make a decision. Do you just kick it all the way out of the end zone? Do you try something fancy like we saw, 17 onside kicks last night, Chris? But that time they just decided to kick it through the end zone, start on the 20-yard line, and see what their defense can do here.
Hagan Harrison on at quarterback for Madison Central. An efficient half, 3 of 6, 82 yards and a score, and 14 yards on the ground for the Indians quarterback. A 20-point per game scorer in basketball last year in Montgomery County, transferred in, and he got the starting role here in game 3. Has not looked back as Indian signal caller. Parks will be the decoy as Harrison just shy of the 30-yard line and a lengthy run on first down.
Yeah, at this point, being up 28-3, there's no need to be in a rush or no need to throw the ball unless you absolutely have to. I think you're going to see a lot of clock control and try to get this game going as fast or as slow as they can so this game can get over with.
Second down and 3 for Madison Central. Indians averaging 27 points per game offensively. One north of that in the first half tonight alone. Harrison again, the same play call, and that's going to be very tight, close to a first down.
Looks like they gave him the first down on the mark there.
Rios Lara on the stop.
Been very impressed with Harrison. Does a good job with the ball, makes good decisions, made a nice pass. So, he's your quarterback's your smart guy, and that's what he looks like he's being tonight.
Not flashy, just does things in the context of their offense. Keeps them in positive situations. With 11 minutes now in this third. And Parks again gets the call, and he'll squirt forward across the 40-yard line.
Yeah, nice run there. Parks did a good job there. Parks is a lot different runner than you have with Brady Hensley, and that's kind of good to have a yin and a yang there, so the defense has to make a different type of tackle on him than he does on Henley.
Second down and 2, 10:30 in this third quarter. 3 consecutive running plays on the first drive of the second half. And Parks evading count, and he'll be met in the hole. That's Monteleone. Also Trey Cotton on the stop.
Again, very close to a first down. Looks like it's going to be just short.
Third down and 1. It's this Oldham defense trying to keep their unit in the game here.
Yeah, they really need something positive to come out of this.
Scoop and score, pick 6. Saw some flinching on the D-line as Harrison will glance at that left wristband. And it's Hensley, a gaping hole and an easy first down. Only needed a couple. And he'll penetrate the marker across the 43.
Yeah, again, keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock running, make Oldham County stop the run, which they've just not been able to do tonight. We talked about it in the pregame, and unfortunately for Oldham County, nothing's changed from that last game.
Madison Central apparently matches up very well against the Colonels. A lot of girth on the interior of that line. 285 right guard Evan Dexter. 275 left guard Max Murphy. First and 10, Madison Central. And it's Hensley again, powering forward as he's got half dozen yards up to the Oldham 47.
Those last 2 runs, his forward progress has been stopped, but he has not gone down on the ground yet. So he is just a power running back and is just not going to fall unless they absolutely knock him to the ground. And like I say, second and short here, but I don't think you're going to see anything but more on the ground.
It's been the MO of the Indians. Second and short for much of this contest. Had a couple of penalties at times to stymie early drives, but they have had a lot of success on the ground. Now Harrison back to throw. He's looking for West down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete on the sideline.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact, but I think it was both ways. But on that play, it's a 3rd and short. I think you're in 4-down territory. You give the ball to Hensley, and you have a pretty good idea that you're going to get a first down.
Jaden West back in tonight. Did not play last week versus Southwestern with the concussion. He is their leading receiver on the year with 23 grabs. And it's 3rd down and a penny from the 48-yard line. Harrison in the belly of Hensley. There's a first down. Powering forward.
Yeah.
As Murphy, that left guard, just finishing the block for the first down.
Again, that's why you made that pass on 3rd down, because you are pretty well assured with Hensley that you're going to get that first down.
8:20 now in the 3rd. Then an inauspicious start to this game for the Colonels, again arriving late. Game started at 7:45, and it has they've been up against it since they unboarded the bus. Harrison on a bootleg out right, and he's going to be brought down right at the 40-yard line. Nice contained defense out there by Jacob Davis.
Yeah, that's how you have to take that option. Someone has to take the quarterback. Someone has to take a pitch man. That's what they did last time. Force that quarterback to hold the ball. That's what you would rather do than have a pitch out to Hensley, because you know what he can do with the ball.
$7:33 now in the 3rd. Madison Central, a 4.5-minute drive to start this second half. That's the recipe when you lead 28-3. Powering through the middle, the interior defense up to the 42-yard line. Check that, the 39-yard line.
Now you get into a 3rd and long, and this is where Oldham County once again has to just try to strengthen up and make a stop here.
7 minutes left, 3rd down and 8. As Parks will shuttle in, Edger and Sweat will depart, and Mitchell out to the near side in the formation shift.
You're not going to see Madison Central in a hurry at all.
Under 7 now in this 3rd quarter. Colonel's defense trying to get off the field here on 3rd down and long. Near side run, it is Parks, and he's got a burst and an easy first down and a caravan down the near sideline. Parks down to the 10-yard line and a gain of 29 yards.
I talked about it earlier. He's a different kind of runner. He gets to the outside and uses his speed. Not that Hensley doesn't have speed, but he's a totally different type of runner. And here he is. Look at this. Once he gets outside that outside man and then just moves up the field. As you said, good blocking there by the receivers down the field, which is not a thing a lot of receivers like to do, but these guys did it well that time.
From the 10-yard line, actually the 11, as Madison Central knocking on the door again.
Direct snap.
Hensley plowing forward, dragging tackles, and a touchdown.
Threw a little wrinkle in and went with a direct snap right up the middle. The Wildcat, the Indian cat, I'm not sure what they call it, but it scored 6 points. And the best thing is, it took almost 6 minutes off the clock.
34-3, Hensley in for another touchdown. I think that play summarizes the evening. He did not want to go down, ripping through tackles, and the Colonels defeated here in the middle of the 3rd.
Big score.
Nacita on for the extra point. Add one to the tally, 35-3. We're back to Richmond in just a minute on Glycod.com.
You do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing. proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. You're tuned in to Oldham High School's football on Glycod.
We have Madison Central up 35-3. Just drove 80 yards in 12 plays. Took 5 minutes 57 seconds off the clock. Converted 3 for 3 on third downs on that drive, Chris. And as you said, that's just kind of a mirror of what this game has been like tonight.
Yeah, Colonels now 35-3 in the hole. 6:03 in the third. Garrison and Cotton back, and a low kick. Garrison scoops it up, and he's got a burst across the 30 down to the 31.
You know, again, if you're Oldham County, you just can't take much time here. You've got to move the ball down the field. You just don't have you don't have that time in your hands to use. You've got to move the ball and score quickly and score often.
Sam Young back in the shotgun for Oldham, a stellar career. One of the top quarterbacks in the Louisville area for some 4 years. Back to throw, and Young's going to sling it on a slant. And there's Ruffin for a first down up to the 42-yard line.
Get a nice pass play there, get the first down, get the clock stopped, and they're going fast, which is exactly what they have to do.
Colonels need a bevy of big plays. And Ruffin in for the catch.
Right across the middle there.
Young rolling left. A design run, and Young going to sprint, trying to get outside, dragging tackles just shy of midfield.
Yeah, as you said, they do that a lot where they roll him out, but you can tell it's a design run. Got a lot of blocking down the field. Good on second down, but again, they're going fast.
5:20 mark. Jackson Elkins split out near side for OC. And we're going to have a Madison Central timeout.
Yeah, they were going fast enough. Madison Central was trying to get a sub in and just couldn't do it and decided to go ahead and take a timeout there. I think a wise play. If you don't have the guys in there you want, take the timeout and kind of talk about it, talk over it.
First time you've seen this Indian group, your thoughts?
Very impressive. You know, when you see the stats, you think, okay, they're a running team, but I had no idea how powerful of runners they are. When I see a sophomore running back having the yardage he has, I just figured it was against, inferior talent. But no, this kid's the real deal. This team's the real deal. If they have to pass the ball, they can pass the ball. And then the turnover differential, again, up to plus 15, I think now. I tell you what, that's something that you just can't make up. That's something that is coached. You talk about that, on that 75-yard pass play, Madison Central didn't give up on it. They tackled the ball and got the ball back on a fumble.
As Lindemeyer just shy of the goal line, trying to take that in, that was Edgar, just shy of the goal line earlier. 2nd and 4, Oldham from their 49 as Young rolls to the near side. Splitting defenders, and he'll take it just shy of midfield, 3rd down and short.
Lost a couple yards, or at least 1 yard on that play. Just didn't have his receivers downfield open, and the blocking kind of broke down on him.
Young been unable to get in the flow tonight offensively.
That's another thing I was going to say. This Oldham County team tonight's a different team than I saw play South Oldham.
Wes Alexander split out wide with Ruffin in the near slot. Colonels going with 4 receivers as Garrison to the right of Young. Young back to throw and another slant. This one behind Ruffin.
At this point, with the 4th down, I think you're just going to have to go ahead and go for it here. There's just not enough possession in this game to give the ball up here on a punt.
Offense back out on the field. Trips to the far side. Elkins out one-on-one opposite Warwick's nearest to us. And Young back to throw across the middle. A high deflection and another interception. The 5th turnover tonight. It's intercepted by Andre Smith.
Right there again. Tip drill. And what did we talk about all night, Chris? Turnovers, turnovers, turnovers. And Madison Central is making me a believer in that it's not a fluke that they have. I don't know if they're up 16, 17. Here it is, straight up in the air, waiting right there to get it. You know, if you're Oldham County on that one, that's a little bit better than the ball moving back to the original line of scrimmage. So you'll take that. But, boy, just a tough night all around for Oldham.
Sam Young on the season, looking at his numbers, now thrown 7 interceptions, 4 of which have been to Madison Central. 1st and 10 from the 40. Parks to the near side of flag as well.
Yeah, that one was thrown from way in the back. Not sure exactly what he saw. Did see one of Oldham County's players go down, almost like a chop block or something. I'm not sure.
Big win tonight for New Albany. Their first sectional title in many years. They defeat Seymour 34-27. They'll take on Bloomington South next week. And here in this one, Madison Central in command as Oldham County on the verge of having their season end in round 1 of the playoffs.
Not how they would have expected this season to come in. They had a lot of promise. Have had a great year. You just hate to see a team have to end on a note like this.
Yeah, Colonel's 8-2 coming in. A bit of a surprise, certainly in the early going. They were ranked as high as 4th in the RPI at one point this season in 6A. But they do not match up well with this Madison Central outfit.
Yeah, and it shows the first game wasn't a fluke.
Harrison digs out the high snap. There's Hensley with the tote, and he'll take it for a couple up to the 29.
They're more than happy to have a 1st and 25 and just run the ball again. You're just taking time off the clock. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
32-point margin. 36 will equate to a running clock with 3:40 in this 3rd. 40 seconds on the play clock, and Madison Central will snap it at 6. Inside hand to Parks, just dragging tackles for a few more. Jacob Davis in on the stop. And you can just sense the defeated nature of the Colonels by their body language.
Yeah. The whole sideline is that way. It looks like some of their coaches just kind of, again, they're just all shell-shocked. I think you come in with such high expectations in this game, and then to have a performance like this, and you got to give a lot of credit to Madison Central because they've done what they do best, and they've done it better tonight.
3rd down and 17 after the earlier penalty. Back to throw Harrison. He will roll right and sling it, and that ball's going to be caught by the tight end Grant, and Grant breaking tackles close to a 1st down.
Boy, that again is just one of those. Oldham County just thinks you have 3rd and 17. Okay, guys, we can get a stop here and get off the field. Instead, they get 17 and a half yards for a 1st down. Here's that pass. Look, he gets a little bit of a rush, makes a good pass, and then an even better run by his tight end.
Grant's 4th grab of the year. And Madison Central just a dominant performance. 2:11 left as Jaden West leaks out now to the near side. Harrison, the decoy to the near side, and Kinley, we've got a flag as Kinley picks his way up the near sideline, and he is going to coast in for a score, but a penalty flag at the 50.
Yeah, they're bringing that one all the way back. Again, another just a different type of play there. You know that the other teams that Madison Central will be playing next are watching tape of this, and boy, you've got to kind of watch a lot of players. Holding on Madison Central. You see that a lot on those type of plays. This is kind of going back across the grain. You get hold of a guy just so he can't make the play out there. But a nice run there. It's, I think if I'm a wide receiver, I said, if you're going to hold, let me get tackled instead of running 60 yards down the field. But I'm sure he'll have that in his personal highlights. He can tell 30 years down the line that was the best run of the year, and it was not called back.
Well, we've seen Madison Central with so many clever play calls.
Yeah, excellent. I mean, that's another thing I'm so impressed with. A very good called offensive game.
Run-heavy team, but they do it so deceptively, so many different formations, and so effective in all portions of the field. And Harrison this time going to be tripped up back at the 30-yard line.
First time they've been able to put any pressure in the backfield there.
It's Caden Shepard sneaking in for the stop.
So you have second and long. Again, 1:45 seconds. These drives, one thing you can say, Madison Central has taken all the time off the clock that they want.
Well, and penalties have really been the only undoing tonight for Madison Central. Half dozen or so penalties. I think if you're Mike Holcomb, you get those cleaned up, and you got to like your chances in the playoffs moving forward.
And you know coaches are always happy to have something to complain about, and that's
right.
what he'll complain about tonight.
Second down at 25. Harrison, plenty of time, rolling left. He's going to flip it into double coverage, and it's caught. Jaden West down at the 33-yard line in a pickup of 24 yards.
Just like you're taught to do, throw into double team, right? Throw a long pass down the field into double team. But, boy, Jaden West went up and got that ball. Here's the replay of that. Watch him he breaks out here, has a little bit of pressure, makes that throw on the run, a great throw down the field. And look at that catch by Jaden West. Gets it at the top of his jump and brings it down and holds on to the ball for a first down for Madison Central.
Now, he's the vertical threat they have on this team, and you compliment him with all the brunt and the physical nature inside the tackles. A nice offset from the 31. This is Parks squirting up the middle, and Jacob Davis will hang on, but not before another first down.
So what you're going to see here is Madison Central is going to have 2 possessions in the third quarter. Oldham County is going to have 1. It's exactly what Madison Central wants to do.
Just complete domination tonight on the line. Did not expect this. This we expected would be one of the better opening round matchups in the state.
We've had 2 straight games, Chris, where it's been very surprising. Last night's game with West Jessamine easily over Collins, and then tonight Madison Central just putting it to Oldham County.
It's going to be the last play of the third. Second down and 10 when we return. Madison Central on their way. 12 minutes from advancing. They lead 35-3. We'll be right back on Glycod.com.
Summer is here. That puts a lot of strain on your air conditioner. Are you ready? Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for an HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your air conditioner isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We're fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's football on Glycod.
35-3 Madison Central on their way as we welcome you back to Richmond. A dominant performance tonight by the home team. And Oldham County 5 turnovers in this game.
Puts them at plus 16 for the year, which I'm not sure what the record is, but that has to be close. And, you know, when I talked to Coach Holcomb before the game, he said something that was interesting. He said, this has been fun. And, you know, to bring a guy out of retirement, for him to say after 5 years of retirement he wants to get back into it, talked about how fun it was, how strong his sophomore class is. He gave credit to his strength and conditioning coach, said that made a huge difference this year in this team. And, boy, I tell you what, at this time, that's what it looks like.
Oldham County runs 5 plays in the third. We've got some numbers for you as Harrison rolls out. Harrison rolls out. He has got Grant bulldozing his way in for an easy touchdown reception of 22 yards.
And now we'll go to the continuous clock. You know, the thing that Madison Central's doing right now is they're showing other teams that they are multifaceted. Here he comes with a rollout, has him wide open, and then watch as he gets to the goal line, he just bowls his way into the end zone to take a 41-3 lead.
Running clock now after this kick. In the third quarter alone, Madison Central 142 yards to 17 for Oldham. And this a complete thrashing tonight as the extra point connected by Trent Nacita.
So right now, you know, there's not a whole lot to say. The scoreboard does say it all. It's 42-3 with 11 minutes, 50 seconds left. Madison Central has the lead on their own home field. And so that streak of the visiting teams winning the last 2 games is going to come to a screeching halt tonight.
So the Colonel's another possession, and you hate to see the career of Sam Young wrap up like this. Just a tremendous 4 years at Oldham County. He'll have his choice, one would expect, of playing collegiately next season somewhere.
Yeah, and I would love to see him do that just to, you know, you don't, as you said, you don't want to end your career on a game like tonight, but he also needs to look back at all the positives he's had throughout the years.
5,000 pass yards, 58 touchdowns in his career, over 2,000 yards on the ground, and 43 more scores. This kick a little shorter. Garrison bobbles it. It's been that kind of night, and Garrison across the 20-yard line up to the 23.
Yeah, he dropped it, and then he had to run up the back of his blockers, and like you said, just all system failures tonight by Oldham County.
Garrison fumbled on the third play from scrimmage for Oldham County. In that play, there were certainly many, many others, but that's really got the snowball going down the hill.
Yeah, it started the trend of this entire game, and I tell you what, it hasn't changed since that first series.
Wes Alexander split out wide. Running clock now as we tiptoe under 11. And Young will roll to his left, roughing in space and bulldoze to the ground. Physical stop there by sophomore Hayden Kaiser at linebacker.
Yeah, just a big hit there after about a 5 or 6 yard gain. But at this point, if you're Oldham County, just go in and do what you've done this year and take it home from there.
Stay tuned to our post-game report. We'll have more scores for you. Also tonight's most outstanding player, presented by Anderson Sales and Service. Young back to throw on another slant, and that one just simply dropped at the 35-yard line by Jacob Davis.
Yeah, Davis had a crease there, but just could not hold on to the ball. So you're going to have a 3rd and 5 here.
Davis, a quarterback in his own right early in his high school career. Shifted out wide to receiver, and he's had a couple of exemplary seasons outside. 3 touchdowns on the year. Third down and 5. Young rolling left, and he's going to heave it all the way down the field. And a nice overplay and a deflection out there by Anderson Mitchell.
Yeah, did a great job of finding the ball and being able to tip it away. Again, you're 4th and 5, but at this point, I think you just go ahead and go for it and see what you can do from here with the clock running at 9 minutes, 18 seconds left in this game.
Tyler Lindemeyer, the intended target. From the 29-yard line, 4th and 5. So the Colonel's season will conclude at 8-3, a very strong first year, although a disappointing end, but a good, strong first year for Coach Tayshawn McBroom. Trips now to the near side. And Young Plenty of time. He's looking for Jacob Davis, and Davis could not hang on, but he's interfered with.
Yeah, he had hold of his jersey as he was going by him. So that's what you do there. You put 3 receivers down long and just throw it as far as you can, and they got the result that they wanted, a 15-yard penalty and a first down.
That was Leo Sotelo. Backup DB called for interference.
And that's the one good thing. You're seeing a lot of kids get in tonight, and I think when Madison Central gets the ball back on offense, you'll see their second and third team get in the game, and it's nice for them to be able to do that in a playoff scenario.
New line of scrimmage at the Oldham County 46-yard line. Recycling of downs as Ruffin and Alexander split to the near side on the short side of the field. And Young rolling to the meat of the field. He's going to float it looking for Davis again, and Davis comes back to make a catch at the 31-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 23.
Good play there. And that's what you see from Young. You see that strong arm he has, what he's capable of doing, although tonight it just hasn't worked out quite as well for him. But like you said, after that first series, things just started to fall apart for Oldham County.
Would be nice for the Colonels to have a lengthy drive to put something on the board here. Perhaps their final drive of the season. High snap dug out by Young. And he's going to heave it to a wide open Ruffin, but will overshoot him.
Yeah, he was wide open on that one. I think the snap probably threw off his timing a little bit there too.
Second down and 10. The scoreboard to our immediate right has gone dark. There have been some electrical issues tonight. Have had numerous ramifications from the 32-yard lines, 1st and 10. Check, that's the 2nd and 10. Young up in the pocket, and he'll fall back to the initial line.
Yep, had to move up in the pocket and got back to the initial line of scrimmage, like you said. So it's 3rd and 10, 7 minutes, basically 7:05 left in the game.
Zach Stout is on at one of the defensive line spots for Madison Central. 5 Colonel turnovers tonight. That was one of our keys in this game. Oldham had to be at least even, perhaps 1 or 2 better on the turnover count, and it has not been the case.
Not even close.
Young rolling left. He's going to flip it in the middle of the field, and that ball's caught up at the 19-yard line, and enough for a first down. Travis Edgar with his second grab.
And as you said, this is good for Young to be able to move the ball down the field. Hopefully with his last drive of the game, of the season, of his career, get in the end zone.
Inside the Indians' red zone at the 19. Some folks beneath us getting an early start home, packing up the blankets and parkas. Young now on a bootleg, rolling right. He's going to float it. And a lunging catch, and it will be caught up at the 8-yard line.
Oh, they called it incomplete there. I think he had it for a second, but once he hit the ground, it came loose.
So Lindemeyer could not hang on. Join us for more high school football next week on Glycod. We will have several matchups in round 2 of the playoffs. We'll update the site here in the next day or so with an updated rundown. It's 2nd down and 10, and Caden Shepard gets to call his first carry tonight, trying to break outside, and he'll rip through tackles as Shepard finally brought down at the 10. And we've got a near scuffus there, or ruckus there about the 10-yard line. Houston Manning was continuing to block after the play.
He had his man on the ground, and he was not going to let him up. And big boy with a big run there.
That's good to see. Shepard, only a sophomore, 5'11", 240. He's been a full-time starter much of this season. deferring to Garrison tonight. Both will be back for Oldham next year, along with Justin Ruffin. Zach Holman returning as well, along with Travis Edgar. So some nice offensive personnel to return.
Throw into the end zone there. Looks like they have 2 flags, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be pass interference again.
Oldham was never in this game. Never.
No, it was never close. That first drive, they fumbled. Madison Central easily took the ball in for the score, and from then on, it was literally all downhill for Oldham.
Half the distance to the goal. First and goal now, Oldham County from the Madison Central 4. Young will give to Shepard, and Shepard powering forward. And he will be denied just short of the goal line.
He has to be about the half-inch line. But, boy, it took everyone from both teams in order to slow that boy down.
Under 4 minutes in this game. And the Colonels go hurry up. There's Young, and Young with the Shepard coax from behind. And I'm not sure. They've yet to signal touchdown. There it is. So Sam Young, that's great to have him wrap up his career with one more touchdown.
Yeah, and that's how he needs to look at it. He got in the end zone there. It's been a tough night, but he's done everything he can do, and you got to be impressed with that.
Caden Shepard with a nice shove from the derriere to make sure that he cleared the plane.
Yes, he was going to make sure he got in the end zone.
That'll stop the clock at 3:45. Colonels offense on the field. They'll go for 2. And Shepard, the lone back behind Young. Shepard gets the call on the fullback run, and he's going to be short.
Big stop there. Turned him sideways at the goal line to keep him from getting in for the 2.
Those fullback dives, less and less we see those nowadays.
Yes, you're very right. That's what we used to see that a lot, but these days, since the Turtle left UK, we haven't had many.
Boy, that's a blast from the past.
There you go.
42-9, and this Madison Central team, assuming they match up with Bryan Station next week, should be a very, very tight ball game.
Should be, and you know they have some revenge on their mind. So I think it's going to be a very good ball game. Bryan Station is Douglas and Bryan Station are by far the class of Lexington this year. But Madison Central, boy, I want to see how a team can stop them. But they've lost the last 2 weeks before this game. So some teams have been able to.
And Bryan Station defeated Madison Central 21-13 in the regular season back on October 22nd. And one more kickoff here for Oldham. 3:45 left in this game. That last drive, 13 plays, 75 yards. Longest drive by far tonight for Oldham.
As we talked about, maybe you put that in your back pocket. That's at least something positive that happened tonight. Get the ball in the end zone.
Onside kick for the Colonels. And Madison Central, I believe, falls on it at the 44-yard line.
Boy, that touched 6 different players before Madison Central got on that ball, but good play there. And I think on offense now we're going to see Madison Central's second team out here.
Peyton Dandino, a senior, recovering that onside kick. Madison Central's backup quarterback is Elijah Steele, a sophomore. He started the first couple of games, a very accomplished quarterback. 3 touchdown passes. Not sure if he's out there. We've got Jalen Davis. And here comes Jeffrey Kentley in the huddle. Not sure who's going to be quarterback on this drive. It will be Steele as Steele trots out.
We talked about it. Another sophomore. This team is sophomore laden.
half dozen starters, including that running back Brady Hensley. Keep an eye on him in his career. Inside handoff, that's Blake Snyder, a senior, and he's going to plow forward across the 50, close to a first down.
Yeah, good run there by him. Get a good yard. And again, I'm glad to see these kids that don't get to always play, but boy, they practice hard every week. It's time for them to get in the game. Have 2 minutes to go before the game's over, but they're playing hard. They want to be in there.
2nd and 4 now from midfield. 42-9. This game never in down Madison Central. +5 turnover margin. They've been crisp and clean. They've run the ball very effectively in all segments of the field. They've done enough through the air. And Oldham never been in this game. 2 backs beside Steele and Snyder. Hit hard for a loss of a couple. Jacob Davis with a nice stop.
Yeah. And as you said earlier, the only thing Coach Holcomb was going to have to complain about are the penalties that they had in this game. But again, as you also said, if they can clean that up, I think this team has a chance to go a long way. But they will have a tough matchup next week.
Bryan Station, the opposition. Tates Creek defeating Henry Clay tonight up in Lexington. Dunbar over Lafayette, and a couple of flags. 42 seconds left, and maybe a delay a game.
Yeah. I don't think they're in any hurry to get that snap off, but got to get it off before it goes to 0. But again, 42 seconds leading 42-9.
One more snap, and that'll conclude things tonight. Stay tuned for our most outstanding players, presented by Anderson Sales and Service. We'll have that in the post-game report as Snyder scampers to the near side, and that should conclude things. Avery Lavelle with a stop. Frustrating night for the Colonels. And the victorious Madison Central Indians will march on to round 2 of the playoffs.
Exactly where they want to be, and Oldham County's got a long ride home.
It's one of those nights, Colonels late getting up here with traffic, and they were just seemed like a step slow tonight. But credit Madison Central a very sound performance.
Very impressive. For my first time seeing them, I'm walking away a believer.
Coach Holcomb out on the field. He will shake hands with Tayshawn McBroom. And we will return to Richmond. Post-game recap on the way. Madison Central over Oldham County big, and we're back in just a moment on Glycod.com.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate. Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027. Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900, or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Brian Morrison in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Summer is here. That puts a lot of strain on your air conditioner. Are you ready? Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for an HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your air conditioner isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We're fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's football on Glycod.
Final numbers tonight back in Richmond, 42-9. Oldham Oldham losing to Madison Central. And Rick, as your numbers.
Yeah, it's total domination. First down, Madison Central had 18 to Oldham County's 10. That's a little bit deceiving. But if you look at the total offensive plays and yards, Madison Central 55 for 422 yards. Oldham County 44 plays for 234 yards. A lot of that was at the end of the game when this game was on a continuous clock, but just a lot of great individual for Madison Central. Brady Hensley had 20 carries for 168 yards and 3 touchdowns. You had Adrian Parks, again, just a different type of runner, 13 rushes for 62 yards. And then you had Hagan Harrison, who did a little bit of everything, 8 rushes for 20 yards, but then he had 6 for 10 passes, 156 yards with 2 touchdowns and a long of 61. If you move over to Oldham County, Sam Young ends his career with 9 rushes for 35 yards, 10 for 24 in the air for 169 yards, but 2 interceptions there. And then you just had the turnover game that was just a killer for Oldham County. And as you said, Chris, I think which is so true, they literally got off the bus late and they never got caught up.
No, they didn't. And Madison Central had a lot to do with that. Very strong, very sound, and a team that tonight was in a different level than Oldham.
Yeah, they were the better team from the word go, and they proved that tonight. They proved that that game that they won 4 weeks ago in Oldham County was not a fluke. They came back out. They put their hammer down. They put the ball on the ground, tried to make Oldham County stop them, and Oldham County didn't. And then, as you said, when they had to throw, they did. And the only thing they have to work on is clean up those penalties.
Oldham County had a very successful season by their standards. It will wrap up at 8-3, but certainly not the way you want to end things.
No, you like to end, if you're going to lose a game, you like to lose a close game. But again, you have to look at 8-3. You have to look at the progress of the program. You have a first-year coach who's done a great job, who comes from a program of success. And I think he's going to breathe success into this program. But this was a tough way to lose this one tonight.
Madison Central, the dominant team from the get-go. They win 42-7. We will take a quick break and be back with your most outstanding players from Anderson Sales and Service. That on the way from Glycod.com.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, He will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027. Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900 or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Brian Morrison in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Summer is here. That puts a lot of strain on your air conditioner. Are you ready? Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for an HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your air conditioner isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We're fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's football on Glycod.
Back in Richmond, Madison Central victorious over Oldham County 42-9. Now for the most outstanding players tonight, presented by Anderson Sales and Service. Sam Young, a decent performance, and Brady Hensley very strong for the Indians.
Yeah, I think Sam Young, I wanted to give him the player of the game just because of his career. He had a great career. It ended on a sour note tonight, but he went out to the very end, getting the ball in the end zone on their last drive. And then Brady Hensley, he was everything he was advertised to be. I've never seen the kid play before, and he's one of the most impressive running backs I've seen so far this year, just in this game tonight.
There are teams you'll play throughout the regular season, Rick, that maybe you don't match up well with, and I certainly think this is clear evidence this is not a good matchup for Oldham.
Yeah, and it's frustrating for coaches because you wonder why there are those certain teams that you just cannot get a foot ahead on, and that's how it was both games this year. Madison Central really had no trouble with Oldham County at their place or here at home. So, yeah, just one of those things. You go back to the drawing board if you're Oldham County and Coach McBroom and see what you can do. But, boy, that Madison Central did have their number.
Join us next week for more high school football on Glycod.com. Check out the website. We will update you with a handful of games forthcoming here in Week 2. That'll do it from Richmond. Madison Central victorious 42-7. Thank you to our great crew. Glycod senior producer is Steve Bird. Tonight's on-site producer has been DK Goss with Tenny Onateri, our camera operator. For Rick Reams, I'm Chris Labar. Good night from Richmond, Kentucky. You've been watching high school football on Glycod.com.
From Glycod, this has been Oldham High School's football. Tonight's game was brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. Thompson Heating and Cooling, where your comfort comes first. Roy's Body and Glass Shop, Locally owned and operated with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. LaGrange Service Center. Quality car care since 1964. Watts Home Center in LaGrange. Design that feels like home. Metro Windows. State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilley. Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff. And by Lawson Financial.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.